Hey everybody, happy Thursday from Buenos Aires. Taking a little break in my workday to send you a blog, give you a couple of updates about what's going on in my life. First, you might notice that I got a haircut. The hairs on my head are a little bit shorter. One of the things that I worried about when I came here 2 years ago was how I was going to get a haircut, because I didn't speak hardly any Spanish then, and I still only speak kind of a little bit now. I was very worried about walking into a place, first of all picking a decent place, because to the untrained foreign eye they all kind of look the same, and two, once I get inside, explaining what I want them to do to my hair. So when I was here 2 years ago, I never got a haircut, just waited the full 2 months until I got back. But this time, because I'm staying for longer, I knew I would have to get one, and thankfully my friend Frank took me a month ago. I had him translate to the stylist what I wanted, and it was kind of okay. I wasn't too excited about the haircut, but I went yesterday, and I like this one a little more. It's a little bit more military-ish, so you can't really mess it up when it's this short. But I'm happy with it. So, yay, haircut, something you don't usually think about when you travel and spend some extended time in another country. If you're a woman, oftentimes you can go a little bit longer if you have long hair. But if you're a man with short hair, or a woman with short hair, you can't really wait all that long between haircuts. Last night I went to go see a concert by somebody called Marcelo Lopez. I have his ticket here for you to read. I'm not sure if this will actually show up on this quality of a video, but we'll see. And I'd recommend going. I think it said on the sign outside that he's touring to the U.S. I don't know if that means he's touring in the U.S. Right after this concert. But if he is and he's coming to a city near you, I'd check him out. His website is www.marcelolupis.com. Why did I like this show? It was definitely different. And what do I mean by different? He uses a interesting combination of kind of 2D and 3D art in the work that he does. In a lot of his shows he has either a video playing behind him or some animation on the projection screen going on, but he also uses a bunch of 3D props. Really add some spice to the music. He's also very talented. He usually has a band behind him, but he plays everything from the saxophone to the keyboards, and he's usually playing the fiddle. So it's a good show. My favorite part of it was at the very end he brought out this little tray came out with all these little kid instruments, and as they were finishing the song, all the members of the band kind of put their instrument down and picked up the kid instruments. So these are the kind of things that you would give like Alec, maybe even younger, like a 3-year-old. So it was just like a little guitar that has just a couple of the buttons, a little drum, one drum thing with a little stick. Yeah, so it was pretty cool, I'd recommend seeing it if you can. I went last night. I never would have known about it. I got a free ticket because Eddie L took me. Yeah, it was awesome. One of the things I've been, I think I blogged about this earlier, I don't remember if I actually did though, with being submerged in another country, completely speaking another language all the time. One of the things I noticed 2 years ago when I was here with Donovan, and even when I had a bunch of friends in language school, was that it can get very lonely speaking in another language all the time. And even if you're completely surrounded with people that you know, just the fact that you can't communicate the things that you want to communicate all the time is really, really frustrating, because there are things that you want to say and there's information that you want to get back from other people, but you just don't know how to do it, so it can make you feel very lonely at times. And I was going through a little rut a few weeks ago where I was just kind of like, I think it was for about a week period, where I'm like, I don't want to speak Spanish. I'm sick of speaking Spanish. So I was avoiding it quite a bit. But one of the things, since I've been seeing Ariel a little bit more, is it's made me much more excited about speaking more and more Spanish. Um, and I think a couple of reasons are with that. One is that there's somebody that I really want to communicate with, and I don't know, in terms of just the day-to-day stuff, or just when you're practicing Spanish with friends and talking, um, it doesn't really, I don't know, there's not as much drive there, and even though I made the rule down here that I can have no more than one friend from the USA right at a time, and actually right now I don't have one. A lot of my other friends down here are bilingual, so they'll just start speaking to me in Spanish, but then we'll go back and forth between English and Spanish once in a while. But with Ariel, if I want to talk to him, I have to speak in Spanish, and I really have to get it across. So it's interesting because there's a combination of ways that we can do it. One is really pressing through, trying to really dig into my Spanish vocabulary, try to use synonyms to get through it, as he tries to figure out what the hell I'm trying to say. But also, I'm not going to lie, there's been some charades once in a while, doing different actions, a lot of pointing when I want to figure out what a word is. And I think that's more tolerable than kind of just being lonely in that shell, because there's also so many nonverbal ways you can communicate with people. And in general, I think this is exciting because, one, it's really improving my Spanish quite a bit, and two, it's making me more conscious of how I communicate both verbally and non-verbally, because when I'm speaking in Spanish, I have to be very, very conscious of the words I'm using, but that's also kind of a lesson that follows over to English. And also, I have to be very clear about what I'm doing with my body and my nonverbal communication also, because I'm using that a lot to also communicate. So, yeah. Anyway, very exciting. I'm happy to be improving my Spanish quite a bit more again. What's going on? What's coming up? Getting back to work as soon as I post this blog. Couple things coming up on the horizon. One is my 3-month stay is already almost coming up, and that's important because I have a 90-day visa, so I need to leave the country soon. Uruguay is right across the delta, so if I just go over there for a day trip for a couple hours and come back, I can get extension on my visa. Also, I have to find a new apartment. I just booked one soon, or I just confirmed the reservation right before I made this blog. So I'll be moving in about 2.5 weeks to a place that doesn't have this same view, which makes me sad, is more expensive. Yeah, and I think it might be a little bit smaller. So it's a little worse off in almost all directions. One thing that it is nice about it's not in, which I haven't told you this too much, but I live in a little bit dangerous of a town, Mom and Lisa. So yeah, I will be moving to a much more affluent neighborhood shortly. Anyway, that's all for now. Hopefully I haven't extended this past 10 minutes. I will talk to you later. Bye-bye.